Okay, our 7 core values are love, healing, oneness, abundance, spiritual growth, service, and diversity. And the core value that we're highlighting today is oneness. You know, if you're watching us online from another state or another country, then you may not know this, but we're about to enter the winter season in Florida. And I did a little research as to what happens during the winter season in Florida. 4 million Canadians come to Florida in the winter. 4 million Canadians make the trek to Florida. And so my Florida friends always complain about that. You know, the Canadians, they don't know where they're going, and they're driving, and they're so slow, and they're so nice, and we don't like people that are nice, and, you know, all this stuff. So this morning I did a little research on what do those 4 million Canadians bring with them? $4 billion. $4 billion to the local economy. I'm bringing this up to you, my local friends, because the core value of oneness is what I want you to remember when you are driving in Florida in the winter. You know, we like to find ways to separate each other. You know, those people that live in Canada, or those people that live in Boca Raton, or those people that live over there, or these people that have that demographic. But the truth is, there are one people on this planet. There is one race of people on this planet. We are together in oneness. We come from the same spirit. We come from the same soul. We have way more in common with each other than what separates us in differences. So remember, one. That's good, because I want to start with a chant this morning. And if you've ever taken a class here at CSL, then you'll be familiar with this one. It is actually written by the founder of our teaching, who was a 20th century philosopher and religious scientist, Dr. Ernest Holmes. And the words are going to bring up here on the screen. So I'd like for you to say it with me a few times. Are you ready? There's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. Thank you very much. Chanting is one of my own spiritual practices that I use because the mind needs repetition to retain the truth. So I tell myself the truth in a chant over and over again as a reminder of what I might have forgotten by being too impressed with the circumstances in the world. And you know what those circumstances are because you deal with them every day like I do. A world full of fearful people, a polarized electorate, and a lot of what people are now calling anger politics. If you listen to anger politics or you watch it too much, you can find yourself pretty upset. You can find yourself way up here on your high horse looking down at everyone who thinks differently than you or votes differently than you. Now, a few years back in class, one of my students told me that the chant that we just did pretty much saved his life. He was in a horrible car wreck. He was trapped inside the car. He couldn't get out. He's bleeding, and he's unable to do anything but call 911. So he's stuck in the driver's seat, and as he's waiting for help to arrive, he does that chant. There's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. And it kept him calm and unafraid while he waited for the paramedics to come and rescue him. So it's all about choices. We all have choices, and the ones you make, all of the choices you make literally define your life. So you can sit there wherever you are in fear and doubt, or you can choose to use that time to build your faith. You can be angry at the world and all of its nonsense, or you can choose to contribute to the world what the world really needs, which is not another angry person, but someone who actually knows how to make peace. Making the right choice is the real challenge, isn't it? Choosing the healthy thing instead of the unhealthy thing, the salad instead of the French fries. choosing faith over fear and love over hate, choosing to get up in the morning out of your very comfortable bed and going and doing your workout. That is the real challenge. I don't want to do that. I don't want to get up in the morning. I don't want to go to the gym. I don't want to work out. Oh, hell to the no. If I do leave the house in the morning, it's not because I want to go to the gym. It's because I want to go to Krispy Kreme. Yeah, where they have those hot donuts on sale, right? The sign is out, it's hot. And that's just a little piece of heaven right there. The perfect combination of grease and dough and sugar. Now, what could possibly go wrong in that little slice of heaven? What a great day to start your day. Great way to start your day with a Krispy Kreme donut. What could go wrong with that? Well, I actually did a little research to find out what could go wrong with that. Just in case you're wondering, I learned that if you don't change your diet in any way, shape, or form, if you do exactly what you're doing right now, you eat the same things, and you just add one Krispy Kreme donut to your diet each day, in a year you will have gained 30 pounds. So choices matter. Not just what you choose to eat, but all of the personal choices that you make every single day. They literally create the quality of your whole life experience. Qualities. One of the qualities of character that we admire the most in other people is integrity. When I ask people to make a list of the top 10 things they want in a perfect mate, integrity always makes the top 10. Across the board in relationships of all kind, whether it's a mate, a friend, or an employee, we want to be with people who actually show up for us and do what they say they're going to do. Even if what they're asked to do is not the easy thing, and by the way, it very rarely ever is. Doing the right thing is hardly ever the easy thing, and that's why we admire people who are willing to make that choice. When I was younger and didn't have the money to pay for movers, I learned a lot about integrity. Because on moving day, after I'd already rented the U-Haul, standing on the steps of my old apartment with stacks of boxes waiting to be moved to my new apartment, I waited to see which of my friends would actually show up to help me. And out of the half dozen or so that said, I'm going to be there, I'm there for you, Chris. I'm going to be there to help you move tomorrow morning. I'm there. One or two actually came. That's when you learn about integrity, is on moving day. But where does integrity come from? Is it part of some people? Do some people just have it and others don't? Can you make yourself into a person with integrity? Can you actually cultivate it? Come to find out you can. And here's how. Each month we have a book of the month, and our book of the month this month is called Upgrade Yourself. And in it the author said this: when you look at the most successful people around you, you'll notice they're the ones with the most self-discipline. If you ask them to do something, you know they'll get the job done. Self-discipline is the inroad to integrity. Here's what Elbert Hubbard wrote, a contemporary to Emerson and Thoreau. He said, self-discipline is the ability to do what you should do when you should do it, whether you feel like it or not. Now, like you, I don't like it when people should on me. For all those 30 years, was it 30 minutes or 20 years? 20 years that I smoked cigarettes, I could not stand the people that would say, you know that's not healthy. You know you should stop. I'm like, well, duh. Nobody likes to be should on. Nobody likes to hear, dear, you should lose a little weight. You would be a lot happier if you were vegan. You should try that. So don't tell me what I should do. So I rewrote Mr. Hubbard's quote and made it my own, and here's what I came up with. Self-discipline is the ability to make the best choice, the one that's healthiest for you, whether you feel like it or not. People with integrity make the best choices. They choose the right thing instead of the easy thing. They're dependable, they're reliable, they're the men you want to marry, the women you want to hire, because they will show up on time, they will do the right thing, and they will be there for you when you need them. In our teaching, we teach that what goes around comes around. Emerson said, if you want a friend, be a friend. The founder of our teaching, Dr. Ernest Holmes, said we must become the very thing we desire. So if you want the people around you to operate with integrity, or if you want to attract people into your life who actually have this character, then the way to begin is to start by developing it within yourself. Become the person you want to attract. Our author tells us how. And he gives us 5 steps. And as you listen to these, ask yourself, is that me? Does this sound like me? Do I actually do that? And if it sounds like you, then give yourself a little pat on the back. And if it doesn't sound like you, then don't should on yourself. Just hear it as good advice and take it as something to work with. We all have room to grow in this area, so don't beat yourself up. All right, here we go. 5 steps. Number 1, always be on time. Always be on time. When you don't show up on time, you disrespect the people that you have agreed to meet. And how will people trust you if you can't even keep your word? Now, I get it. Sometimes there are cultural differences about arriving on time, and sometimes arriving on time isn't that important. A couple of weeks ago, I was looking to hire a gardener, and a friend of mine recommended somebody to me and said, oh, you got to call this guy, he's great. So I called him up, and he said, look, I'm on a job right now, but I'll meet you at your house tomorrow at 11 o'clock. And sure enough, promptly at 11 a.m., my doorbell rings right on time. So I go to the door, and I greet this small little Haitian guy, right? And he has this beautiful accent. And I said to him, I really appreciate you being on time. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. And he said, okay, no worries. I work for a lot of white people. And I know how important that is for you white people. I thought it was hysterical. Oh, you white people. So I get it. There's regular time people, and then there's drag queen time people, right? And that's about 2 hours later at least. Am I right, Antonio? Right? He knows. He works the pageants. 2 hours later. So number 1, always be on time. Number 2, always show up. If you accepted the invitation, show up. Whether the invitation was to a date or a party or even a volunteer position. Showing up is the first sign of a person with integrity. You can always depend on them to be there. Number 3, finish what you start. Make it your habit to complete tasks. To finish reading the book, to finish painting the room. Stay until the job is done. Here's the thing. This is all about you and your character. And when you see yourself, when you watch yourself showing up on time and staying till everything is done, do you know what that does for you? It builds your self-esteem. Repeating behaviors that cause you to feel good about yourself build your character. They say to yourself, I can be trusted. They create a consciousness of worth, and that attracts people into your life to match that consciousness. So this isn't just good advice from a writer. These are steps to building a consciousness of worth and wealth. Worth and wealth. Number 4. Keep your promises. Keep your promises. If you told somebody that you would be there, then be there. If you promised to help somebody move, or take someone to the hospital, or even meet them for lunch, be there. Whatever it is you promised to do, just do it. And more important than that, more important than what you promise other people, Keep your promises to yourself. So if you said to yourself, if you told yourself, tomorrow morning, on Monday morning, I'm going to start the 30-day cleanse, then you do that. If you said to yourself, I'm going to begin a new spiritual practice of meditating 20 minutes every day, then do it. Keep your promise to yourself. Because here's the thing. When you break your promises to yourself, it lowers your self-esteem. You start to not even trust in yourself and in your future. So keep your promises. It's very important and makes you into a person that other good people want to be around. Number 5, start with the small stuff. Set yourself up to succeed. Start small and work your way up. So, don't promise to quit smoking, become a vegan, and go to the gym all on Monday morning. That is way too much. Here's a place to start that's simple and easy and that you all can do. Do this one thing. Make your bed. Make your bed every day. Why do you think soldiers in the military are required to make their bed every day and to make it well? What's that about? Why do we require soldiers to do that? Because the military knows something. The military knows this. The way you do one thing is the way you do everything. I remember when I first started taking classes at CSL, I was 24 years old, and about a year into my class, my teacher said something in a class that absolutely horrified me. It's one of those things that a teacher will say that catches you, and you're like, I don't want to tell anybody that he caught me doing something. And he said this in class. He said, the interior of your car reflects the interior of your mind, so clean it up. This is way back in my 20s. I'm still smoking back then. So after class that night, I went out into my car, and there's a full ashtray of cigarette butts. The carpet is dirty. There's several McDonald's bags stuck behind the seat. And I want you to know, I cleaned up my car the next day, and it is spotless and has been ever since. Start small. Make your bed. Clean out your car. Maybe you meditate 5 minutes a day instead of 20. Maybe you decide, I'm going to go to the gym once a week instead of 5 times a week. Set yourself up to succeed. And remember, the way you do one thing is the way you do everything. Here's the recap. Number 1, always be on time. Number 2, always show up. 3, finish what you start. 4, keep your promises to other people and to yourself. 5, start with the small stuff. I want to leave you with another story, something that happened to me recently. This week I went and got a massage. Why? Why? Because I love me some Chris Michaels, and I will take care of that man. And I go to the Thai massage place, because when I was in Thailand, I really got into Thai massage. And it's near the Gateway Theater here in Fort Lauderdale. The guy that owns it is named Thai. Go figure, right? Thai, that owns the Thai massage. Now, that's probably not his real name. That's probably his American name that he gives us so that we don't, jumble up and mess up his real name. Anyway, he's built a thriving business there, and I've been going there for years. And I have a huge amount of respect for immigrants that come to this country and don't even know the language and become successful entrepreneurs. So I asked him, I said, what is it that you do? What have you done to build this successful business? Do you know what he said to me? He said, I believe it's important to stay positive. He said, I believe that what you tell yourself over and over again actually becomes true for you. And I said, well, that's our teaching. I do too. That's what I believe. And then he told me about this new practice that he started doing every single day, just started it this month. And here's what he does. He said, I wrote a note to myself, and I put it on a Post-it, and I stuck it on my bathroom mirror, and I say it to myself every day. I put it there so I have to see it, and I have to say it out loud. And guess what the Post-it says? Good things await you today. Good things await you today. I love that. And if you're going to do it, then you should do it as Ty suggests. Say it out loud. Good things await you today. And it's true. Good things do await you today. Do you know why? Because there's only one life. And that life is God's life. And that life is perfect. And that life is your life. And so ends the lesson. It is very important, if you want to be happy and live a successful life, for you to decide what you want. Make a choice, make a decision, and put it out there into the universe, because the universe always has the same response. You want something good? Yes. Yes. Make a choice, make a decision, say it out loud, go for what you want. And then stop. And listen. Because what you want might be too small. What you want might not be enough. Maybe there's a greater idea, a better idea. So we take our time after we've spoken so much to enjoy our spiritual practice of meditation. Let's close our eyes, let's go within, let's listen.
In the stillness I find, Spirit meets me there, Spirit meets me there.
In this appointed time where Spirit meets me, I want to begin, as I begin every day, by being grateful. Let's stop and take a minute to do an inventory of all the really good things that have already happened for us. We are here. We are healthy. We are alive. We are well and well cared for and loved. We are brought together in community at CSL and in a place where people love and care for each other. There is so much to be grateful for. I am grateful for all the good that is in my life today, and the good that's on its way. Good things await us if we open our minds and our hearts and we keep a consciousness of gratefulness and a readiness to experience love and joy and ease. Let's turn away from all the trouble in the world. Let's take a pause from all of our own problems. Let's stop thinking about, looking at, and talking about the things we're challenged with so much. Let's be still and listen. As you seek advice from others and information from the world, know this: the greatest wisdom lies within you. The Creator has granted you direct access to its perfect mind. As you seek to be complete from practitioners and others out there in the world, remember and know this: love lives inside of you. The heart of the universe, the heartbeat, beats through your spirit, through your soul, and is the healer of all things. You have everything you need to heal and be happy right now. And that's something to be grateful for. And so it is.
I breathe out, I breathe in, I am still, I go within. When I quiet my mind, in the stillness I find. Spirit meets me there, Spirit meets me there.
And we close our service as we always do with this affirmation and our prayer following. Would you say it with me, please? I am a person of integrity. I do what I say I'm going to do. Let's know this together. That although it may appear that we are separate and separated by bodies, alone in the world, we must not judge by appearances, because the truth is we are all connected in a universal web of life that is giving itself away. It is fueling and feeding and sustaining all life in the universe, including you. You have everything you need because you have a direct spiritual link to the power that created the universe and the love that has no condition. You can be a person who operates with complete honesty and integrity if you choose to be. You can tell the truth, you can keep your promises, you can do what you say you're going to do with full faith that all will be well as a result of it. We turn away from the fear and the doubts and the lies in the world, and we become the people we want to meet. We become the people we want to work with. We want to become the people that inspire us, that will lead us. We are the new leadership of a new generation, of a new era. We are the ones we've been waiting for. And so it is. We'll see you again next time here on Facebook live stream at 10:30 a.m. Eastern or in the room. Namaste. Have a great day. Thank you for watching, and thanks for supporting CSL. If you'd like to know more about us, check us out on our website or social media. Blessings.